Hey, everybody, special day today. Take a look. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home for a very special shave. It will be a straight shave today, but this is episode 500. That's right, 500 shaving episodes that we've done. And we've got about 600 videos total, but this is our 500th episode, 500th shave. And before I go any further, don't forget www.theshavingcadre.com. My viewership in large part was due to that forum. Granted, I am one of the owners, but we'd like you to come see us. We think that we're the best gentlemanly forum on the interwebs, and we are self-policing. We do not have a moderator staff other than the ownership of Chad Vargo, CB Lindsay, and myself. Also, if you like what you see, which it appears that you do, please click on the barber pole with the cowboy hat. That'll get you subscribed. We're getting close to 1,000. I do appreciate it, and I can't thank all my subscribers enough for supporting us through these 500 episodes. It has been absolutely fantastic, and I don't know what else to say. I thank everybody for commenting, liking, subscribing, the whole shot. And more importantly, you guys have taken viewership here and you've actually joined the Shaving Cadre. So that's very much appreciated. So enough of the blathering stuff. And also, don't forget, right down here, there's a bell. Ring that bell. You'll be given notifications of when we have new content coming out. And then today, don't forget to check out all the folks down in the bottom in the description section. Usually I do a descriptor of the shave a little bit, and then I include channels. On the shaving side, these are all channels that have supported this channel, and then there's some other channels you want to look at. So let's get into the shave. Now, a lot of people probably have guessed what I might shave with today, but you'd be surprised. As we know, spouses come along this shaving journey with us, sometimes kicking and screaming, sometimes just nodding their head going, how many soaps do you have? How many razors do you have? And then they walk away shaking their head doing this. Anyways, so I asked my better half yesterday, I said, what would you like me to do for my 500th episode? And she goes, easy, tribute. Now, let's go back a ways for tribute. Tribute, believe it or not, is a Mary Kay product. I don't believe they make it anymore. It is a Eau de Cologne. I think it's an Eau de, I don't know if it's a Parfum or an EDT. I think it's an EDT. And this is like my 16th bottle of this stuff. It is my wife's favorite. She's always liked it. And she tells a story one time that we were over at my mother-in-law's house and I had gone somewhere and her sister sat down and said, who is here? And my wife goes, why? And she goes, whoever was here, I want to meet. My wife laughed and said it was your brother-in-law, and she got kind of embarrassed. It is a wonderful old school type of fragrance, vetiver heavy, juniper heavy, pine heavy, very reminiscent of Brut. But if you took Brut, Old Spice, Menon, Aqua Velva, and jammed them all together, that would be Tribute. Now, what I did not know is that that Tribute also had a shaving soap and a shaving brushette. I did not know that. I always wanted one, but our resident eBay auction finder of the world, Matt, straight-faced 3262, which you'll see down here, or Lukey on the thing, found me 2 of these sets. And of course, I took the sticker off, but the mug came with it, a very old time boar brush, and everything else. So that's what we're going to be shaving. So we've got the Tribute shave soap. We've got the Tribute EDP or EDT. I don't know if Tribute made an aftershave through Mary Kay, so we're just going to use our old standard. And so a lot of these shaves are first things for me. Brut was my dad's favorite. Besides Royal Bay Rum, Brut, and Bill Blas, those were the ones that my dad shaved with, and so we're going to give homage to that as well. And then for the razor, this was the very first razor that I ever owned. It is a Joseph Elliott 4/8 barber use Rattler grind. Now, a Rattler grind is just a little bit different than a hollow, and it was restored. I received it at an estate sale, believe it or not, in Tombstone, Arizona, and I have a certificate that apparently this was used in the Tombstone Barbershop right around 1880 to 1883, which puts that in the time frame, because this razor's from 1850. 1850 to 1860 is the best guess. But used in the barbershop in Tombstone between 1881-ish, 80-ish to 1883, which puts this right in the time frame of probably the most famous people in the Old West: Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp, Virgil Earp, Morgan Earp, Johnny Ringo, Wild Bill Brocious, the McClarys, the Clantons. So who knows who was shaved with this, because the Cowboys were known to hang out near the barbershop, which was right across the street at that time from the Oriental. And obviously, Doc Holliday was very much into shaving and how he looked, because he was a very sophisticated man, although he was a cold-blooded killer. So anyhow, so this was my very first straight razor. It was, like I said, it was restored by Kyle, UA Cowboy, and so it means a lot to me. So anyhow, that's kind of what we're doing today. And again, for our 500th episode, I wanted to do something special. This shave soap still has some of the tribute fragrance in it, which is kind of cool. And it is typical of the tallow soaps of the day, because Tribute was a Mary Kay product, I believe, from the 70s or from the 80s on. And my wife bought it for me probably when we first started dating in the late 80s, early 90s. And I've always had a bottle of it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they make it anymore. So what I have is what I have. Kind of like Crabtree and Evelyn's Missouri Sandalwood. They don't make it anymore. And I've got about 3 drops left. And I don't know why I have not used them. But just a good, thick tallow soap. And I'm throwing it everywhere because this brush is the old style traditional boar brush. And it is scritchy, stiff, and all that kind of happy stuff. So when Matt found this, it was pretty neat because he knew we had had conversations on how much I liked this and everything else. But it is just a fun soap. The razor itself has been stropped on a Balsa Convex and then a Tony Miller strop for 30 and 60 respectively. Okay, here we go. Obviously this is a carbon steel razor, and for whatever reason, the Rattler grind, even though it's almost a full hollow, is very quiet. It's almost as quiet as a wedge. Now this razor originally came in, I believe they were an ebony bone scale, or maybe even horn, but they were cracked. When I got the razor, so I opted for zebra wood, and it's been really, really nice. But it was kind of neat when I went into the antique place in Tombstone, and you know, of course, you know, everybody wants to sell you, oh, well, this is vintage and stuff like that. But when the guy came out with a certificate, of the date, because when he purchased the estate from the family that owned the barbershop since Tombstone first started as a mining camp. So they were able to verify that, number one, the barber did use it, and number two, the date that it was in the barbershop. And of course, I had done some research on when the razor was made. So how it came from the shores of England, because it is I believe it's a Sheffield blade, in the 1850 range. So it could have been, a holdout from the Revolutionary War. I mean, not the Revolution, the Civil War, rather. And it made its way with settlers to Tombstone. It's hard to say. And like I said, I just think it's cool to think who may have shaved with it, and especially with the fact that we're in the 1880s, early 1880s, which is right in the heyday of when the old Tombstone and the gunfight at the OK Corral occurred. I also want to thank some special thanks to Nurse Dave for being such a good friend, and also we razz each other a lot. Of course, I want to thank my partners in the shaving cadre, as well as all those folks that support our channel. And also some of the new folks that have joined our channel. And the shaving cadre. And also have gone through my straight razor learning series. And most recently, that would be, I believe, the Deacon Shaves. Glenn, the luxury straight shaver, and then our newest straight razor foray person, Bowtie RN. Now, I know a lot of the old time folks and the legacy guys at the TSC went through it as well, and you can find that series over there. But more importantly, they've supported the channel, and hard to believe that we've done 500 episodes, but that's pretty cool. I don't think I quite hydrated the soap as much as I should have, but it's still beautiful. And this stuff is slick. It is Williams slick. And it's so cool to shave with something that's approaching 200 years old. And the funny thing is, people don't realize that if you look back through history,
they have found evidence of straight razors
to 18,000 BC. Think about that. 18,000 BC. So I was so stupended by that, I forgot where I was at.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The genesis
Of these straight razors. This brush doesn't release the lather very well. Beauty of a barber's notch. Okay, let's see how much cleanup we need. A little bit on the neck and a little bit right here. That's becoming more of a problem area for me lately. Just that one section.
And I may have just forgotten it. I've noticed over time that this razor does require a little bit more cleanup.
Probably should refresh it a little bit
because I don't shave with this very often.
There we go. All right. So again, for the razor today, a Joseph Elliott best silver steel, circa 1850s, and then from Tombstone during the time of 1881 to 1885, I guess, right around in there. So really cool. See what the alum says. Yeah, I think it may need a little refresh on that edge. But
it's still a BBS shave.
Not quite dolphin smooth, but pretty close for our 500th episode. And for our witch hazel today, we'll be using Quinn's Lavender. Kind of an old westy type of stuff. let that dry down while we clean everything out. And our brush today was a wooden boar brush that came with, so it's a Mary Kay tribute brush. Who knows, probably made in Taiwan or China. Well, at that point it may have been Taipei, who knows, but you know, nice wooden brush, nice boar brush on top. Now this boar, it was brand new in the box, so this will take a while, and hopefully eventually it will get to the point where it's as soft as that one, but it'll take a while. Okay, and our aftershave today will be Brute. Which is just, Brute is classic. Not as good as the old stuff by Fabergé, but it's pretty decent. And for our talc today, I thought I had some Brute talc, but I couldn't find it. So we're just going to use Yardley Gentleman Classic. And we use the Tribute soap in the Tribute mug that it came with. Of course, I put the sticker on there, but still pretty cool. It's a lot like a Williams mug. And then for our fragrance today, we will be using Mary Kay Tribute, which is what this whole shave has been about. This has also got a quorum feel to it. Okay, that's our shave today, folks. Thank you so much once again for supporting us all this time. This has been our 500th episode, and 500 more to go, I hope, if things keep going. I hope everybody enjoys their Monday. And again, I can't thank you enough for all your support as we get close to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000, it's going to be a whole bunch more that we're going to be able to do with your support. And so we certainly appreciate it. Don't forget, come and see us, www.theshavingcadre.com. I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. I hope everybody has a great, great week. Take care.